our teen sports listeners. I'm your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
In 3, 2, 1, you're live.
Welcome, universe. You've landed on Teen Sports Radio. This is a show where sports meets real life. We talk about the game, the grind, the mindset. Do a lot of mindset stuff, okay? The wins, the losses, and everything in between. Because being an athlete today isn't just about what you do on the field. It's about who you become off of it. Everything is a learning experience. If you're a teen athlete, if you're a parent, if you're a coach, or just are all the listeners that have been joined us for almost 16 years now, we all know that sports build character, okay? We all know it builds confidence and creates community. And so you're in the right place today. In the house, we have Dominique Hackett. How you doing, Dominique?
Good morning. Good morning.
Nice. Kristine Marie's going to be joining us a little bit later. She's going to be in touch with the stars today. I'm really excited about that. Don Sanders is in the house, going to go to Hooga today. How you doing, Don?
Good. How's everybody?
Doing good. Doing good. Got a Hooga for us today?
I do.
I'm excited. And of course, 16 years. I've known him for about over 20 now.
Wow.
Richard Dugan, our producer, Dr. D. How you doing, Mountain Man?
Speaking of which, the folks cannot see this, but the beard, as that it has grown, is now in its October, November, December, 4th month not being trimmed. So I'm deciding how much longer I'll keep it this long. Eventually,
take you to Saint Nick here. 11 more months. There you go.
Or like
life is good. Life is
Jeremiah Johnson.
Yeah.
What's that, Don?
Jeremiah Johnson made his way into the mountains.
All you need is a corn pipe. That's it.
Yeah, I won't smoke it though. I'll just have it there, kind of like a sprig of grass that some guys walk around with in their mouths. Life is good up here on the mountain, here in up on the San Bernardino Mountains, here at 5,700 feet. No snow, other than that slight dusting back in either it was late October, early November when that first storm rolled through after we moved here. I honestly hope we get snow, but I don't think that it's going to get cold enough this winter up here to get snow at our level. Up at Big Bear, which is 6,300 feet, they have snow. They've gotten snow, but here where we are, and that, you know what? We even talked about that, and it would be nice if, with all of the turmoil of the last 8 months, let's just say, it would be nice not to have to deal with, although it wouldn't be a real problem, being snowed in and those kinds of things. But it's going to be kind of nice not to have sort of a little weather respite.
Well, I have a lot of friends back east, and boy, my heart went out to them, especially this last weekend. We have a really good friend in Buffalo, and she's like, I have never in my whole life been as cold. And she's trenching. They're doing the new Buffalo Stadium. And I mean, she's walking the site in snow up to her waist. Okay. And it's like, oh, never. I was watching all the airport shots over the weekend, watching those planes fly in. Thankfully, a lot of them ended up actually getting grounded. But holy cow, the weather.
And the temperature. I heard that up in the northern states across the Canadian border and so forth, 0.
Yeah. Forget the wind chill alone. I've actually been the coldest place I've ever been. It was actually on a ski trip, and it was like with the wind chill, 22 below. That was freaking cold. Okay. I remember that like it was yesterday. When you've been like super, super hot, to me, it was like 112. And that was Vegas, and super cold was 22 below. It's like, holy cow.
Man. Wow.
So anyway, we've got, hey, listen, let's do a little shout for love. Dominique, who do you want to give some gratitude today? We got a big show.
Well, there is a spot in the funk zone that I do believe teens really enjoy. It's called Hazel, and they've got all sorts of cool clothes. So I just want to give a shout out to our Santa Barbara Funk Zone, and Hazel is located on 121 Anacapa Street. Go check it out, teens.
Sweet. Don, who do you want to give some love to?
Well, I'm caught for the guy's name, but our I guess she qualifies as a co-host now. Barbara Dew. I have seen her. My wife and I are going to a Monday night Argentine tango class at an old gas station converted into a yoga studio up here. So it's been every Monday night it's been happening. It's a lot of fun.
One question, Don. How are your hips?
Oh, good. Because they get used in a different way in this endeavor.
Dancing is fabulous, and if the teens have not tried out dance, especially tango, oh my God, is that a blast?
Yeah, you can look it up online. For all of you who haven't seen it, and hear the music and just see the way they do things. It's pretty cool.
It is.
All right, so I want to give a little love. It's funny because I've been having these like medical hiccups. I'm going to be fine and whatnot and everything. That we finally addressed what's going on. We got to take care of it. But when you're going around, you really need to navigate. It's really nice to have somebody in your corner. And I wasn't really when you're not happy with something, folks, whether you're a teen or an adult, coach, grandparent, whatever, you really want to feel that. You got to go with those feelings like, this isn't the right fit for me. This person isn't, going to help me navigate the system because the medical system is a system. So anyway, finally, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Olivia Bezier. And oh my goodness, as soon as she walked into the room, I'm like, I just knew it. Okay, so she's still taking clients. And I actually, Kristine Marie, thank you, Kristine. It's her doctor. And it's just really nice to have somebody that's just like on the same path, understands where I'm from, and she's going to help me navigate the system. And Dominique was with me actually when we met her. Super nice person, Hadi.
Yeah, and I want to get a shout to teens. If you're, a guy and you're having to see a female doctor and you're like, not quite fit, or you're a gal and you're having to see a male doctor, if you decide that you want to switch doctors, teens, don't hesitate. Find the person who is able to hear you best.
It's a funny thing that they mentioned that. So Dr. Gomez was my boys' pediatric doctor, right, when they were little babies. And I made her take them because she's the only one they ever knew. And there was going to be a time you do that checkup, if you know what I'm talking about, if you have guys. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, look, they know you. You know what I'm saying? So it was really kind of funny. And it wasn't actually until she moved and out of our network or whatever that they ended up getting their own doctor. And they were older by then, so it was okay. But yeah, I just funny. We really there's a connection to your primary care physician, and it's really important. So anyway, we've got a big show, big show, and Kristine Marie is in the house. She's looking at me. I'm really looking. So Kristine Marie, a view from the deck. Everybody look up, because that's where we're going next, right after these messages. We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Welcome forward. This is Kristine Marie with a view from the deck, and it is Tuesday, January 27th, and the moon is in Taurus, but it's moving from Taurus to Gemini. So the moon is in an earth sign right now, this morning, and around 1 o'clock p.m. it's moving into Gemini, which is an air sign. So it's like our emotional life is grounded right now, and then we're going to want to talk about it.
Okay.
We're going to want to talk about what's happening in the grounding. The sun is in Aquarius, so if you're born right now, it's in Aquarius. The moon is also waxing, and it's on February 1st. There will be a full moon in Leo, which is big energy. Leo is the sun, Leo is is a fire sign, and it's a lot of energy, and so it's that energy will be it's more expressive and sort of all about being in the spotlight, being in the limelight,
and
right?
sharing your light.
And sharing your light, absolutely. Yeah. And let's see I'm not sure. I was looking at some of the transits. I don't know. I think the one that's very interesting is that Mars is in Aquarius and it's conjuncting Pluto in Aquarius. I mean, Aquarius, we're in the age of Aquarius, right? It's this transitionary time, and I am an Aquarius. I'm always way ahead in the future. And Mars is a planet of energy. It's a very masculine planet, and it's like men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I was just reading that. I wasn't reading that book. I saw an old movie that talked about that. But Mars is more masculine energies. Venus is feminine, and Pluto was before. I don't think Mars. Aries. The astrological sign Aries used to rule only Mars as that masculine energy and that moving forward energy, but it also rules Pluto, which is kind of that's the far well. And they tried to say Pluto isn't a planet, but I wouldn't do that if I were you.
We grew up with Pluto. You can't take it away from us.
Man, Pluto's like the god of the underworld. We don't tell the god of the underworld he doesn't exist. That's right. I like to think of it's what we won't acknowledge that bites us in the butt, right? If we know what our issues are, if we have some understanding of stuff that's our challenge, or even things that we don't really want to look at and talk about in our lives, if we're at least willing to admit them to ourselves, they'll do us less harm.
Right? Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Well, awareness.
Yeah,
we're not broken, but we do have to bring awareness.
You're not in denial.
Bring the light.
And acceptance.
Yeah.
And wow, I'm feeling really blah right now. I wonder what is, instead of like, oh no, everything's just fine. I find that almost a little bit scary sometimes when people aren't aware or willing to
be authentic,
acknowledge and be authentic when they are. It's like, well, I'm just really angry right now. Yeah, tell me about it. Is there any you want to talk about it? So
it's got to be so hard for our teens because they've got all these hormones, all over the place,
and they're being told not to trust their bodies.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, they're being programmed.
That's so scary.
Yeah, it is very scary.
When I was young, my mom would say to me, don't ever make any decisions when you're premenstrual right before your period. And I would be like, I got upset about it. Like, I'll make decisions if I want to. Which I don't know if that was the right thing either, to be in reaction. But there's a lot of emotion going on, and it's I think it's so the awareness is so important, right? Yeah. So this conjunction of Mars and Pluto, which is like this positive conversation between the planet Mars and the planet Pluto, is it's like a masculine energy in the shadow, and in Aquarius, it's like opening it up and looking at it and talking about it and bringing it into the future. I think that there's been a lot of energy and attention on the Me Too movement and these kinds of things, and there hasn't been any place where sometimes I think for our youth and our teens, like boys might think, well, being a man is bad. It's not. Being a man is amazing, and we need our men. We need our men, and we need our men who are willing to be conscious and accountable and stand up in their own right. Yeah. And for others, and to really. I think don't be. I just always have wished that the women, our female teen athletes, would have united and supported the men. Yeah, because that's where I thought this was going to go. I'm like, oh wow, this is a beautiful thing. Well, no, because it's just all about division. So you get in a narrative. I mean, this is just like with Pavlov's dog. All you got to do is tap my leg, and the dog starts drooling. So when it keeps just going again and it's a loop. And I wish everything would stop and we focus on, and how we have reacted to, how do you feel? What do you think? How do you feel? What do you think? I love how Kristine, when she talks about the energies of the week, and in particular the moon, she's always embracing the learning lesson of the shadows, never fear. Yeah. And I mean, Pluto, some people can get a little bit scared of Pluto. It's the planet of sex and death, they say, right? And of secrets and darkness and the underworld. And yet, if we're willing to acknowledge the secrets and to acknowledge ourselves and to be honest and transparent, everybody has these secrets. Everybody has these fears. The more I think that we converse about them and talk about them and bring them into the light and into the new age, which is Aquarius, right? The more we do that, the more we can connect with each other about it. Yeah, you know what? I'm afraid of that too. Yeah, you know what? When I get angry, I want to do that too. You know? Yeah, you know what? This, that, and the other. The more we do that, the less shame we have.
Yeah, and it's the shame that's the burden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the less shame we have, the more self-love we can have, because we're not weird.
Yeah.
Or we're all weird. Weird is normal, you know?
Weird is good.
Weird is good.
Being different
weird is a way.
Being different is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, this is, this is why I say be you. Everyone else is taken. And be as you can, you know? And the more we are ourselves, teens and youth and everyone, the more you find out who you are, and you're still finding out who you are, right? And as you find stuff that really, I would say the word resonates, really aligns, really feels good to you, just keep following that thread.
Yummy.
Yeah. Do you want me to pick a card? Should I pick a card?
Sure. I love cards.
For this week?
That'd be great.
Okay, great.
Let's pick a card for the week.
So tell me when to stop.
We'll do it together.
Stop.
Okay.
Let's do, I wonder if we can do a quick top, middle, and bottom, right? Okay.
Got it.
So what do you want to do first? Top, bottom, or middle?
Top.
Princess of Cups. It's about fine-tuning your emotional navigation system. Just what we're talking about. Really trusting your emotions, really learning. On one of on the deck I have, she's dancing with this dolphin in the deep, watery unconscious, right? Getting comfortable with that, especially if someone tells you, you're too emotional. Like when we said, don't make any decisions when you're in your emotions. Well, actually, no, figure out what your emotions are telling you. Yeah. Then make a decision.
Yeah, it's true. Go inside.
Yeah. Top, bottom, or middle for the next one. Bottom. Oh, balance. Finding balance is the Temperance card. Walking with one foot in the deep, watery unconscious and one foot on the earth. Again, feeling and watching and being our way through things, right? And the archangel or the angel of the Temperance card is pouring light into dark and dark into light, always finding balance.
So it's not about thinking your way through life. It's actually about feeling your way through life and having the mind serve the heart.
Well, yeah, because for the mind, it just has to make sense. Yeah. It doesn't have to be true.
Yeah, or have meaning.
It just has to have meaning. Have meaning. The heart feels what's true. The body knows what's true.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, those things are pretty powerful. Bring them all together. And balance is not stasis. It's not standing still. No. It's having the capacity to respond and shift to whatever's needed in the moment. Adapt. Yeah. Okay, for the top, going forward?
Middle.
Okay. Top of the bottom of the top. Top of the bottom. Moon. Oh my gosh, more deep emotions. Do not avoid the emotions, people. Emotion. Energy in motion. You must feel it to heal it. We gotta feel it. And share it if you can, right? This moon is
important.
Deep. And it's the unconscious wanting to become conscious, and it does that in emotion. So the more we share, share something with someone today, teens and athletes, especially if you're frustrated and upset. Share.
Neighbors, parents, grandparents. This is a share day.
Yeah, someone you trust.
Make it a share day.
Someone you trust. Even if you just share it with your puppy dog or the tree in your backyard.
It's true.
But put your bare feet on the roots of the tree, because that's where you'll be able to really share.
I like it.
Today is a day of emoting.
Yeah, I think so.
That's awesome, Kristine. How do we get a hold of you?
I am on Facebook at A View from the Deck. I'm not there that often, but I keep going. And you could also call me 805-350-2705.
Ooh, Kristine Marie, A View from the Deck.
Or text me. Yeah. I know you people like to text.
And then you have your little gig you do on weekends.
Oh, that's right. I'm at the Sacred Space. I'm at the Sacred Space every fourth Sunday. Was just there this last Sunday. And I'm at the Paradise Found every third Sunday.
Beautiful.
And so much fun. So, and I also, I do privates. I do parties. You might just see me somewhere.
That's it. Beautiful. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Woo, we got a lot of show. We'll be right back after these messages.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Hello, hello. Dominique here with Santa Barbara Wellness Center.
I'm here too.
Hey, Erica. I wanted to talk to teens today about something small that maybe you've probably stepped over it without noticing. The penny. Here's the headline. The U.S. government has stopped minting new pennies.
We knew that this was happening, but oh gosh, I didn't know they finally did their last run.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's over.
It's over.
It's done.
The last ones are out there circulating, rolling around, hiding in drawers.
Do you have a penny memory? I do.
Yeah.
What's your penny memory?
Mine is, this is going to be funny. My mom would go shopping and I was small enough to fit under under where the clothes are hanging. So I'd hide in the middle and I'd be holding her purse because she's shopping. So I'm holding her purse and I would spread out all the money under there and count all the money. And I'd count all the pennies.
Wow.
And then when she found out that that's what I was doing, she was absolutely horrified.
Oh, wow. Well, I saved and collected monies. Like anytime we got allowance. So we got 75 cents a week. And I often got maybe whatever. My mom always gave me the pennies. So whatever I had, there was always a lot of pennies. And I remember rolling them all up one day because, the rollers were 50 cents a piece, right?
So a roll is literally a piece of paper that it has been glued so that when you kind of pop it open, you can fit pennies inside of it. You can fit 50 pennies in, and then you fold the paper on the end, and now you have a roll of coins.
Yes.
I don't know if kids know what a roll of coin is, unless they've watched the coin
But that's
drawer.
how I opened up my first bank account,
Nice.
with a lot of pennies. And I think it was like maybe $12, $15 in pennies. I think I had $10 in quarters. They had a minimum requirement. So anyway, at the end of the day, I remember I had my first $50 saving account. And if you once you got to 100, they gave you a piggy bank. So I got which was the world.
Right.
So I got
those little pink piggy banks.
Yeah. So I got my little piggy bank. Oh, I was so excited. Thank you. And I had no problem at all because I like to stack the pennies, the quarters, the dimes, the nickels. So my parents really made me. And then when I stacked them, I even make sure they were all heads. Okay, so I respected the money. So it really taught me respect. It taught me patience. It taught me a lot of things. And I mean, it's just sad. I just have to think about the penny now.
Yeah. So no fresh ones are being minted. And teens, before your brain says, cool, anyway.
Who cares?
Yeah. Stay with me because this isn't really about money.
Right.
It's about how we move through our world. So let's start with some penny facts because pennies have way more personality than people give them credit for. The first U.S. pennies were minted in 1793. That's over 230 years ago. That's a lot of pennies. Before electricity, before cars, before the internet, and before organized sports as we know them. That means pennies were around when this country was still figuring itself out.
Yep.
And pennies didn't always look the same. We had large cents, big heavy coins in the 1700s. How about the Indian head pennies from the 1800s?
Remember that?
The wheat pennies minted around 1909 to 1958. Have you seen this? On the back, there's grains of wheat. I call those lucky pennies. And the Lincoln Memorial pennies, which were minted in 1959 to 2008. Now the Lincoln Shield pennies, the ones you probably recognize. Some pennies were copper heavy. Some changed the metal because copper was needed for weapons, right? So they literally made pennies out of steel. Yeah. Those pennies stuck to magnets. It's wild. So every penny tells you what was happening in the country at the time that it was made. And that's already a metaphor right there. So now here's a practical penny fact you may not know. There are how many pennies in a roll?
100 or 50 in the deal. It's 50 cents.
Yep. So a roll of pennies was worth 50 cents.
Yeah.
When I was younger and I used to roll pennies, not because it was fun, but because that's what you did, right? I'd sit there, I'd line them up, I'd stack them up, and I'd slide them down those little brown papers, 50 every time. And then I'd bring it to the bank, and I would trade it in for dollars. And here's the thing. Rolled pennies forced me to have patience, right? I felt the work, I counted the value, and I didn't accidentally lose track of where I was at because so you have a little continuity of consciousness there. That is very different from tapping a phone and watching the numbers disappear without any sensation.
It's true.
That's where this really starts to matter to teens.
Well, it's just basically what it does for your brain. It's a lot better for your brain because you're stringing your brain, in memory and in learning and everything like this because you're actually developing and
it matters. You're experiencing it. You're experiencing life.
Yeah.
When you use cash and pennies and coins to pay for things.
Keep you present.
Yeah. So pennies slow us down. And when we dropped a penny, we would pause. A yoga moment, right?
We did that.
You bend your head down.
You were with me when I was with you, right? When we did that just as an experiment. We threw a bunch of pennies on the ground and we sat on a bench and we watched 100 people go by. Nobody picked up the penny.
Isn't that sad?
I go nuts.
I still pick up pennies.
Because I tried to guess the date.
I feel you that. I
guessed it once.
Hey, the universe is looking and it's
guessed
sharing,
it once,
1982.
Pennies.
Every penny counts.
Which was an important year in the penny. Wasn't something happened in 1982? I forget.
So we're living in a world where everything is designed to remove the pause. But the pause is your power, right? There's auto pay, one-click checkout, subscriptions you forget you even signed up for, money leaving your account without your body ever knowing it happened. And when we remove the smallest unit of value, we are possibly quietly teaching something dangerous, that small things don't matter. Not the extra effort, not the bench player who stays ready. How about the quiet kid who's listening, or the local shop instead of the giant chain store? How about the thank you, the apology, the patience? But
I like all these metaphors. It's true. You're just taking a simple act and we don't really know, have to look back on it in maybe 5-7 years to see
what effect it's having on society.
Exactly.
Teens know when they play sports that part is really important. Games are won by inches, not, they're won by extra reps. Hydration, being smart about, thinking ahead and drinking. Showing up for a bad day anyway, doing the boring stuff right. That's penny energy. Here's another penny fact that matters. It actually costs more than 1 cent to make a penny, and that's one of the reasons the government stopped minting them. From a pure efficiency standpoint, the penny doesn't make sense anymore. And right there, that tells you everything about modern culture. If something isn't efficient, fast, scalable, we label it useless. But humans aren't machines. Teams aren't algorithms. Communities don't thrive on speed alone. Efficiency is great for factories. Meaning is what holds people together.
It's true.
And pennies are heavy with meaning. They carry fingerprints. They pass through hands. They sit in jars on kitchen counters. They teach kids how to count. They remind us that value can be built slowly.
They pay for a lot of wishes.
Yeah, all the pennies in the wishing wells. When you use cash, you're in relationship with what you're exchanging. You see the cashier. The money leaves your hand. You have eye contact. You're present. You know you just swapped that, $8 for a slice of pizza, right? Now, I'm not saying that tech is bad. I am saying that speed without awareness costs us something. Imagine a future where we bring the pennies back, or at least bring back, some of our cash culture, where buying local means you know who you're supporting, and where money circulates in your community instead of vanishing into systems you never see, where transactions slow just enough for us to express gratitude for showing up, because gratitude doesn't live in a rush mode. Gratitude lives in the pause.
You know what this does, and a lot as far as this whole scenario is penciling out, is the biggest fear banks have, because they don't have revenue on hand anymore. Everything's digitized. There's really no reserves in the bank. So when you take the monies away, then they actually can have less money in the bank.
It's so strange.
So that's why we have a cash system in this house.
Mm-hmm.
We try to go cash as much as we can. We often go 3-4 times a week to get cash, just because that's how we like to do it. And
I think the cash is really important.
I think it's really important for everybody to, maybe kids too, who don't have cash,
mm-hmm.
to maybe start thinking maybe they should have some cash in a wallet.
Yep.
So my kids had cash, and I know.
If there's an earthquake, we've got our $1 bills.
Exactly.
And our pennies, and our nickels and dimes.
Yep.
So pennies ask us to notice, to care, and to choose to live intentionally. And here's the part I really want teens to hear. When a culture stops honoring the small value, people start feeling disposable. And the teens feel it first. When you feel it when your effort goes unnoticed, your growth wasn't instant, your progress didn't fit the algorithm, and your worth is being measured by likes instead of your character. But real value doesn't shout, it accumulates, just like pennies.
Mm-hmm.
50 pennies makes a roll, 2 rolls make $1. A jar turns into savings, and 1 habit turns into strength. Nothing meaningful happens all at once. So teens, here's my challenge to you. Honor the small things. Your sleep, your nutrition, your reps, your attitude, your words, your money, and your community. Don't round yourself down, because small doesn't mean weak, slow doesn't mean behind, and just because something isn't flashy doesn't mean it isn't powerful. The penny didn't disappear because it had no value. It disappeared because it was asking us to slow down. And slowing down might be the most radical move left to us.
Especially this year.
You got this. Dominique with Santa Barbara Wellness Center.
Thanks, Dominique. We'll be back right after these messages. We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m. Okie dokie. All right, this is what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to do a little topic here for today's teen athletes, and I've got all you guys going to be helping me here. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about pressure versus purpose. Okay, how to tell the difference between playing because you love it and playing because you're scared to disappoint somebody. All right. And I always tell, when I coach 28 years almost. I always told my girls and my boys that, listen, when you're playing under pressure, it just sucks the energy right out of you. Okay. Where if you're playing for purpose and love and joy, that fuels you. All right. So just a lot of kids right now, especially, they're always under the gun. You've got these NIL deals, and you've got all this pressure between social media. You got the parents, you got the coaches. And now Dominique and I were talking, and we're doing a little deep dive on really what's happening in today's sports, where the venture capitalist companies are actually going in and buying up
high school sports. Oh my God, that's just gross.
It's nuts. Okay, what's happening? So you won't even be able to bring your phone into a game without signing some kind of release, and you're going to have to pay for the privilege of taking pictures of your own kids. You watch. Okay, all that stuff is coming down the pipe. It's crazy.
Well, we're trying to tell adults now so that the parents can say no.
Right. Well, why? And the magic, okay, the secret is in the sauce. It's a $400 billion empire, more than the amount of revenue they make in the NFL. Okay, that's what's happening, because it's crazy time. Okay, so anyway, So I've done a topic on this before too, is I always like to look at the athletes, and Don Sanders can help me out with this, as far as the individual skill. And this is what I look at. Okay. Coachability. All right. Talent gets attention. Yes. But coachability gets the playing time. If you look at what happened in football and college sports here, just Indiana wins the whole thing. How many 5-star athletes did they have on the team? I don't think any. Right? And I mean, that was a historical event, because you look at the end of the day, it's a chemistry set. They built this team on heart. Okay. And everybody bought in. And when everybody buys into something like that, that's the results. So I think the chemistry set just got dropped. And I love Dion. He's my guy. I grew up with him at primetime, the whole thing. But yeah, a lot of this isn't going maybe the way he thought. You go 5-star, you're going to have this big thing of 5-star athletes. Yeah, but what you're doing is just building this rain of big money. Okay. And are these kids together collaboratively coachable? So anyway, Don, you want to close out? Because I want to do a series on this, but we only got like another minute because you're up next. And I'm into your Hooga, baby.
Well, the Indiana guy has found ways to unlock the potential of these guys that may not have been 4- and 5-star recruits. And they get the best out of themselves. He gets the best out of them in terms of results.
Yep, it's true. I mean, I don't know. We're gonna be talking about this further, but I know you got a Hooga coming in. I'm sure you can intertwine what I just talked about, but just listen to me here, coaches. I know you follow along with my train of thought. We all go about coachability and chemistry. All right. So take that to the house. Don Sanders, you're up next right after these messages.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
for Teen Sports Radio. I'm Don Sanders. DonsMassageOhio.com. 805-236-2684. I'm here to bring you a Hooga, a Scandinavian term for a comfy, cozy feeling akin to a hug without actually maybe receiving the physical hug. And I'm going to start with one of my favorite literary people, George Bernard Shaw, who said, "We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing." And so I myself am a practicing Buddhist, and those teachings that we follow, they date back 2,500 years to the founder or original Buddha, Shakyamuni. He was an extraordinary man who devoted his life to uplifting others. I think that relates to what Erica was saying about how we have to foster our teammates too, as well as ourselves, and to free them from impulses and influences that cause unhappiness and make life generally miserable. He sometimes then, because of that, mistakenly portrayed as superhuman. And I know everybody's heard that, examples of that in sports as well. The core teaching of Nichiren Buddhism as practiced by the SGI International is that the enlightened qualities that made the Buddha admirable are present in the lives of every one of us. My mentor, Daisaku Ikeda, proposed that self-motivation is what will open the way to an era of soft power. That's, how diplomatic channels work, how dialogue works instead of threatening bombings and so forth, especially now when the hard power is being used in a threatening way in global affairs all over again. So a practical thing we can do as individuals is to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch onto the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. So why don't we dedicate the same energy that we apply to mastering our individual skills in our minds and bodies, and use that also to encourage and lift up others. Start where you are, and you're going to be creating a much better world.
There we go. This positive mindset of always looking for what works and reinforcing what works, man, that is so important for teens to get. It is fundamental to creating a really satisfying life.
It's not teens, it's parents, grandparents. You just got to go in. Like, how do you feel? That's the first thing. When you do check-ins on people, how'd that feel? Is that working for you? I mean, that's what and just like, no, I didn't feel so good. Well, Move, make a change. You don't need to be on that train. Go find another cart to go sit in.
Yeah. And we can't think our way through life. We actually feel and experience our way through life. Our thinking is for crafting discernment. And that's, Don, you're always big on helping people work out that muscle of discernment, but it's the feelings that enrich and create community.
Yeah. Yeah. The vibe.
I like it. It's real simple. Hey, it's the vibe.
I love it. I'm loving the vibe with the Houston Rockets right now in the NBA. The team chemistry there. Like, check that out on YouTube videos, sports fans. When you start seeing what Dominique was talking about, when you start seeing that vibe emerge, it's not just about smarts and strategy. It's about just the flow of how everybody's working well with each other and trying to make everybody else look good.
Oh, I love that.
And one of the things that I got from being in sports, and especially teen sports, I realized how smart my body is, and that my body is actually smarter than my mind can think it. So like when I was playing soccer and stuff like that, I couldn't think my way to being in the right place on the field. I had to feel it. And that's how I got to be in the right place in the field, because I was in my body.
Woo! Well, guess what I feel? I feel that's it for today's episode, okay, of Teen Sports Radio. So remember, guys, your talents get you noticed, but your character takes you every place. Be coachable, be accountable, take care of your body, your mind, and your teammates. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, teens, parents, coaches, doing everything the right way. Be good, Santa Barbara. Do good. God bless you. And let's go. See you next week.